Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of FTT Chats. Today, we're fortunate to be joined by not just one, but two founders. We have with us Maurizio Kaiser and Edgar De Picciotto, both of whom are founders of Ikigai. I think a great place to start would be for you to tell us your founder story. Tell us more about yourselves and Ikigai. And can we start with you, please, Maurizio?
Yeah, sure. So as you said, my name is Maurizio Kaiser. I'm a co-founder of Ikigai. Before Ikigai, I was a junior partner at McKinsey. I worked with a lot of investment banks across the world. And here at Ikigai, I'm focusing on operations and technology.
Brilliant. And over to you, Edgar.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. So I'm from Switzerland, the country of cheese, chocolate, and of course also banks. I have a background in financial engineering and quantitative modeling, and then I joined McKinsey. At McKinsey, I spent quite some time helping large bank and insurers designing investment products for the retail market. And that's when I actually met Maurizio. So I was helping a lot large banks and insurers designing products, investment products for the retail markets. And so the story, so with Maurizio, we bonded very quickly over a shared passion of games, Japan, and also food. And there's actually the funny story of how we came up with the idea of Ikigai. I remember we were working together on a project, and we were in a client meeting, and I mean, usually Maurizio kind of likes to talk, and he wasn't saying much in that meeting. I was doing most of the talking. It was a very important meeting, like the kind of end of project with the CEO, etc. And I didn't see Maurizio talking that much, and he was like scribbling stuff. And after the meeting, I said, "Hey, Maurizio, how did you feel about the meeting?" He said, "Yeah, the meeting was great." I said, "Oh, and like, what happened? What were you thinking about?" And he said, I think we should build some sort of bank." I was like, "Okay, explain more." and that's where we came up with Ikigai. So he wanted to build a premium bank, and I was thinking for about 6 months about making investment simpler for people, making it easier for people to invest. And we kind of merged the idea together to create Ikigai as a financial app that brings together everyday banking and wealth management. And the idea behind Ikigai is to help the young affluent grow their money. What we define as young affluent is a bit people like us when we were at McKinsey, is earning a decent salary, hardworking, quite busy, not so much time to like think about their investment or their money. So they tend to let a lot of money in cash or to actually just spend it all. And the idea of Ikigai is to actually help these people save more, start their investment journey with us. And I mean, there's about 2.4 million people in that young affluent segment in the UK alone. So we think it's a gigantic opportunity.
Thanks for that. That's a great story. I love the fact that Maurizio said, "Let's start a bank," and you just said, "Okay," and that you melded those visions together. So great story. Yeah. Fantastic. And Maurizio, can we go over to you? Can you tell us a little bit more, share with us a little bit about your journey? And I also understand that you're launching a crowdfunding campaign. It'd be really great to hear from you why you've chosen that particular route to additional funding, instead of some other more traditional means, perhaps.
Yeah, no, it's a very good question. So we actually received over 2 million in pre-seed funding. So we had quite success in raising our initial round of investment. And as Edgar said, we spent kind of the past year building the product, and we've now launched it on the Apple App Store about 2 months ago, and we're seeing tremendous growth. We're seeing 23% week-on-week growth in number of customers. We're seeing retention rates above 80%. So really great metrics. And the reason why we launched now a Crowdcube campaign is because we want the community to be part of the journey. We want people to feel connected to us and to also be able to tell us everything that we're doing right, but mostly the things that we're doing wrong, and mostly the things that they want us to do differently, and new directions that they want us to go into. Must-have features that they want, and Crowdcube is really enabling us to bring people much closer to us, to make them actually owners in our business, right? And they will own a share of equity. They will own a share of Ikigai, and their voice will be just as heard as Edgar's voice or my voice within the company. And that's really the reason why we chose to go for crowdfunding instead of raising institutional funds at this stage.
And do you think how do you plan on operationalizing, getting those voices involved? Will that be through an online community? What will you use to gather that feedback and insight from your user community?
Yeah. As Edgar mentioned, service is really important to us. And so every client at Ikigai gets a dedicated relationship manager. It's someone who is really there for them whenever they have questions, helping them along their journey in spending less or spending more more wisely, in saving more and starting to invest. But also it's a point of contact for any requests that they have, anything that any questions around how to better manage their money, and also to provide feedback. And so we have a very personal touch point with all of our customers. And it's someone who is always there. They're reachable directly from the app. Like we don't prescribe how you talk to that person. You can use the in-app chat. You can call them. You can meet them. You can go for a coffee. You can do. It's really your dedicated relationship manager, and that's how we gather the feedback from our customers, and that's how their voices are heard.
Great. And also, obviously you're about to launch this crowdfunding campaign. People who are watching will want to know, how can they get involved? When will this all kick off? And what are your targets?
Yeah, also very good question. So we have actually received already a lot of initial interest, and we have a private campaign for 1 week at the end of April. And people should pre-register now if they're interested for this private round. The initial traction that we have on the funds is very, very large, actually to a point where we may have to curtail the number of investments that we're able to take on. So I really urge everyone who wants to get involved to pre-register for the private phase.
So it sounds like you're in a good place with the campaign. Edgar, over to you. So once this crowdfunding campaign has been completed, talk us through a little bit about your future vision for Ikigai.
Yes. So, the vision for Ikigai is really to be kind of the go-to app for young affluents to take care of their money. We want to be the thing where, you arrive in a new job and you see like everyone is using Ikigai to manage their money, and they're actually growing their money with Ikigai. And to get there, I think this is where the crowdfunding is coming at a key stage. We now need to accelerate the product with a lot of new features. I think one that is going to be particularly exciting is the Android launch. So right now we're on the Apple App Store, but we also need Android. And also having thematic portfolios. So we see, especially with the millennials, they want to invest for things they believe in, and thematic portfolios would be a very exciting way to do that. And of course, to do that, we also need to invest in what we call our greatest asset, which is our team. So we need to grow our relationship management team, our engineering team, our product talent, in order to deliver that high quality experience that people can get with Ikigai. And so basically over the next months and years, it's about building more what we call financial self-care in our product, and getting that high quality of service to more and more people.
Fantastic. And is there anything that you would add to that future vision, Maurizio? Something that, you know, is on your wish list, or targets that you want to meet on the back of this crowdfunding campaign?
Yeah, many things are on my wish list, but unfortunately, I'm just one voice of many, and really our customers are the ones we are listening to, and not me. But many things are on my wish list. I would say the target here is to raise 1.2 million in the crowdfunding campaign, and we are already now seeing demand exceeding that the target of 1.2 million.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like you guys have an exciting vision for the young affluent, and I wish you all the best in the crowdfunding campaign. We'll share the information on how people can get involved in that. And I look forward to hearing more from you in the future as an exciting challenger in this space.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. And thank you for watching this edition of FTT Chats. Thank you.